Olive is an ostrich. She lives with her family in the outback. But Olive is very different. Olive's dad loves to run. Olive isn't a fast runner. Olive's mum enjoys laying huge eggs. Olive doesn't like the look of that at all. Olive's little brother pecks at the ground to find tasty roots to eat. Pecking at the ground makes Olive sneeze. But Olive has an incredible imagination. So while the rest of her family are running, pecking and laying eggs, Olive can be found imagining herself going on amazing adventures when she buries her head down, down into the sand. Until she popped up somewhere new. Olive was standing in a room with lots of metal boxes making strange whirring noises. There were huge piles of clothes everywhere and she was wearing blue overalls. Just then, a sock flew out of one of the piles, narrowly missing Olive's head. Exclaimed Olive.
Oh, I didn't see you there,
said a small man who'd appeared from behind a mountain of clothes.
I'm Dudley Sud. It's a pleasure to meet you.
He shook Olive's wing enthusiastically.
I'm Olive. Nice to meet you too. What are all these piles of clothes?
Laundry, of course. This is Dudley Sud's laundrette, and we have way too much laundry to do today. Problem is, it's all very important. We must wash all the tablecloths for Pedro's Pizza Parlour, then wash all the towels for Humphrey's Hotel, and then wash all the football kits for the Wixley Wanderers Football Club. It all needs to be delivered by 5 o'clock, and it's already 3:30. Oh!
Well, we'd better get started then.
Dudley showed Olive how to operate the machines.
You put the laundry in here, pour in the soap powder, and turn the dial like this.
Got it,
said Olive confidently. They both worked quickly, loading the machines and setting them going. Olive thought she would pour in a little extra washing powder to get the job done quickly. It all seemed to be going very smoothly. But then, all of a sudden, bubbles started to pour out of one of the machines.
Oh dear, that's not right,
exclaimed Dudley, shaking his head.
Olive, you must have put too much washing powder into the machines.
The bubbles began to form a puddle on the floor until eventually they covered the whole shop and were still rising. Soon Dudley and Olive were up to their necks in bubbles.
Oh no, what are we going to do?
Olive spotted some round metal things poking down from the ceiling.
What are those for?
Those are sprinklers. They spray water all over the place if there's a fire.
Some sprinklers that spray water all over the place? I think I may have an idea.
Olive pressed a big red button on the wall to turn the sprinklers on. Water sprayed out everywhere.
Oh no, what have you done now, Olive? You're going to flood me laundrette.
That's the idea, Dudley. Now open that door.
Dudley opened the door. The bubbles flooded out of the door and into the street. Olive's plan was working. But there was a problem. All the tablecloths, towels and football kits were disappearing out of the laundrette and down the street, along with the bubbles.
Stop that laundry!
Shouted Dudley as he and Olive chased the bubbles and the laundry down the street. They chased the laundry past Pedro's Pizza Parlour,
Tablecloths.
then on past Humphrey's Hotel,
Towels.
then finally past Wixley Wanderers Football Club.
Well, I never,
said Dudley, as he inspected the football kits hanging on the goal.
That was a bit of luck.
Yes.
Said Olive, pointing down the street.
And we delivered all the laundry in time.
Dudley beamed.
Thank you, Olive. I couldn't have done this without you.
Working in a laundrette's loads of fun, but it's really hard. I'm feeling all washed out.
They both laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Okay, actually, I've been working in a fabulous laundrette.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. It was a very dusty, hot place, with tumbleweed rolling past. Olive was on a cowboy ranch in the wild west of America. She was wearing a cowboy hat and cowboy boots. All of a sudden, she heard stamping feet and a loud wail. A little goat was riding along on the back of a huge bull. He was getting bumped about all over the place.
Help! Help!
The bull screeched to a halt, sending the poor goat somersaulting through the air. He landed at Olive's feet with a thump.
Oh, are you okay?
Asked Olive.
Oh, yeah, I'm fine, ma'am. Howdy, I'm Billy the Kid. What name do you go by?
I'm Olive. Pleased to meet you, Billy. Is there anything I can do to help?
Well, I just can't get these darn bulls into the barn. My daddy's gone to town and left me in charge of the ranch. He'll be real proud of me if I get them inside before sundown.
I'd be glad to help. What have you tried so far?
Well, I've tried lassoing them. I've tried shouting at them. Move your big behind right now. And I've tried poking them.
Maybe I can think of something.
Olive looked about and saw Billy's lasso lying on the ground. She also spotted a tall stack of hay bales inside the barn. She glanced back at the bulls and saw that they were grazing on clumps of hay.
A lasso? Some bales of hay? I think I may have an idea.
With Billy the Kid's help, Olive tied a bale of hay around herself using his lasso. Then she stood in front of the barn doors.
Yoo-hoo! Bulls, tasty hay!
The bulls looked up and began to trot towards Olive.
It's working. They're trotting towards the barn.
The bulls started munching on Olive's bale of hay. Unfortunately, Olive was very ticklish.
Oh, that tickles! Stop it! Stop it!
Billy looked at Olive and was worried.
Stop it! Stop it!
Cried Billy.
Stop it, bulls, please!
Immediately, the bulls stopped munching and looked up at Billy the Kid.
Why, sure thing, kid.
Said one of the bulls.
I think I've got it. Excuse me, bulls. I know you'd make Billy here very happy if you all went inside the barn. Please.
Oh, yeah. Yes, please.
Said Billy, catching on.
Well, of course we will. We bulls love politeness. You should have just asked nicely, saying please the first place, Billy.
Billy and Olive led all the bulls into the barn.
Oh, why, thank you very much. See you in the morning, fellas.
Just as the sun was setting, Billy's dad arrived home from town.
Howdy, partners.
Said Billy's dad.
Jeepers, you've done a fine job today, son. Any trouble getting those bulls into that there barn?
Well, just a little bit.
Said Billy with a smile.
But we're just pleased to get the job done.
Said Olive. They all laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Actually, I've been a cowgirl in the Wild West.
Your head's been in the sun too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. The sun was high in the sky, and Olive found herself in the middle of a desert. She was wearing a strange hat.
Oh, Bangkok! What a big fancy hat! But where am I? And what are these big spiky things? Are they some sort of plant?
Suddenly, something long and squiggly appeared right behind Olive. When she noticed it, she was so surprised she stumbled back straight into one of the spiky plants.
Bangkok! Ow! Ow! Me bottom! Me bottom! Oh!
I'm sorry. Please let me help you.
Olive sighed, relieved.
I'm Olive. Thanks so much for pulling out those horrible spikes. I didn't hear you coming. That's why I got so surprised.
Hola, I am Reptilina. I am a rattlesnake. Sorry that I scared you.
That's okay. I could see you're not scary.
Whenever I try to make friends, they always get scared away. Other rattlesnakes have rattles on their tails, so you can hear them coming. But mine, it don't work, see? People get scared of snakes, especially when they can't hear them coming.
Well, find something that can make your tail sound again.
Olive looked around the desert. Soon, she spotted an old bicycle horn.
Oh, this will make a great new sound for your tail.
She carefully attached the horn to Reptilina's tail, and Reptilina tried it out.
It's a nice sound, but not quite right.
What about these?
Olive had found some bells on the ground. Reptilina tried them instead of the horn.
It's a bit closer, but my tail should rattle, you know.
Olive looked around once more. She spotted some rubbish left after a campfire.
An empty can of beans, some small rocks, and a stick. I think I may have an idea.
Olive put the small rocks and the stick inside the can. Then she attached it to Reptilina's tail.
Give this a try.
Olive, this is perfect. Thank you so much.
Suddenly, Olive and Reptilina heard some music. Two men in big hats appeared. Both were playing guitars.
Hola, we are local mariachi band, and that is beautiful sounding rattling tail you have. Why, thank you.
Replied Reptilina.
Hey, our drummer, he is very ill after eating a mega spicy burrito, and now we can't keep our rhythm.
Said the other mariachi.
But maybe you, your amazing rattling tail, could join our band. I think I'm too shy.
Reptilina said sadly.
Don't be shy, Reptilina.
Said Olive.
I'll even join in myself.
Olive picked up the horn.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. This must be the best sounding rattle tail ever.
Olive played along with Reptilina and the mariachi band until the sun was setting.
Thanks so much for getting me my rattle back.
Said Reptilina.
And thanks for finding us a new rhythm section.
Said the mariachi.
That's okay.
Said Olive.
I was a bit rattled when I first arrived, but now I feel just fine.
They all laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Okay, actually, I was in a band with a rattlesnake.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive had a scarf tied around her head, and there were huge sand dunes everywhere. The sun beat down, and it was very hot.
Phew, I'm glad I have this headscarf to protect me from the sun.
Exclaimed Olive. Suddenly, a man wearing long robes popped up from behind a sand dune.
Finally I meet someone in this never-ending desert.
He seemed very pleased to see Olive.
Hello, my name's Olive.
Greetings, Olive. I am Ahmed, and you are very beautiful. I am certain you are worthy of many, many camels.
Well, thank you, I think. Do you have lots of camels, Ahmed?
I do, yes. But a few days ago, there was a huge sandstorm. It was impossible to see, and when the storm cleared, my camels were lost.
Oh, maybe I can help you find them.
Oh, thank you, Olive. I've been looking for them for many days. You don't have any water, do you? I'm so thirsty.
Sorry, I don't. And I'm starting to feel thirsty too.
Olive spotted something on the horizon. It looked like a couple of palm trees next to a pool of shimmering water.
Ahmed, I see water. Maybe the camels are over there.
Olive rushed off towards the palm trees.
Wait, Olive, come back.
Called Ahmed, but Olive kept running. She really needed a drink.
But Cake, where did they go?
She cried as Ahmed caught up.
Olive, that was a mirage.
What, Ash?
Sometimes in the desert, the heat and thirst make you think there is something in the distance that isn't really there. That is a mirage.
What are we going to do, Ahmed? I'm really thirsty now.
All we can do is keep walking.
So Olive and Ahmed set off. Soon the sun set and it was night. Olive gazed up at the twinkling stars.
Those stars look so beautiful.
Yes, they twinkle like your beautiful eyes.
Thanks, but let's concentrate on finding your camels.
Olive spotted a group of stars that made the shape of a camel.
Look, Ahmed.
Yes, that group of stars is called the Humpy Camel.
Camels lost in a desert. Some stars called the humpy camel. I think I may have an idea. Maybe the camels would find their way by following the stars. So we should follow them too.
Ah, excellent.
So Olive and Ahmed set off, walking towards the humpy camel. Soon, Olive heard something carried on the wind. It sounded like disco music.
Egg! It's coming from behind those sand dunes.
Olive and Ahmed climbed over the top of the dunes, and on the other side they saw a huge lake surrounded by palm trees. Next to it was a disco, and dancing to the music were Ahmed's camels.
My camels, hello.
The camels were all sipping tall glasses of orange juice. A waiter came up to Ahmed and Olive with some drinks.
Thank you. You, a drink at last.
Olive, I would be honored if you would dance with me.
I don't see why not.
So Ahmed and Olive joined the camels for a good old disco boogie. Ahmed was an excellent dancer, and Olive was having an amazing time.
Oh, I could dance with you all night, Ahmed. But I think it's time I desert this place.
They all laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Heck, actually, I've been partying in the desert.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive was standing on a huge green lawn. She was wearing a little hat and a red, white and blue scarf. On the scarf was a little metal brooch. Olive looked up. There was a huge pointy tower in front of her. It looked just like her brooch.
Oh, that's a very tall tower.
It was a wonderful sunny day, and lots of tourists were happily strolling around. But there was also a snail sitting all alone and looking rather sad.
Excuse me, can you tell me what this beautiful tower is? It's so tall.
The snail looked surprised.
Don't you know? This is the famous Eiffel Tower.
It's beautiful. I'm Olive. What's your name?
I'm Michel Michisson.
Nice to meet you, Michelle. Why do you look so sad?
Well, I want to climb to the top of the Eiffel Tower to see the All of Paris. I have tried many times, but I am so slow that I will never make it before the sun sets. They say it is magnifique. It is my dream.
Olive looked around and saw a clown who was giving out big balloons to the children passing by. The clown accidentally let go of one of the balloons and it floated off into the sky.
Some big balloons that float up into the sky. I think I may have an idea. Excuse me,
Said Olive to the clown.
I wondered if you could help me put a smile on someone's face.
Of course, I am a clown. That's what we do.
Can I borrow a balloon, please?
The clown nodded. Olive took a big red balloon from the clown and tied it around Michelle. But nothing happened.
What are you doing, Olive?
Asked Michelle, confused.
You'll see. Can I borrow another balloon, please?
This time the clown passed a big blue balloon to Olive, who tied that to the snail too. Still, nothing happened.
Oh, you're heavier than you look, Michelle. I think I'm going to need to borrow all those balloons, please.
The clown gave Olive the rest of the balloons, and she tied them all over Michelle and quickly hopped onto his back as he started to lift off the ground.
Oh, Olive, this is amazing.
Okay, we're flying.
They floated higher and higher, passing the first floor of the Eiffel Tower, then the second floor, and finally they were as high as the Eiffel Tower itself. Michelle was thrilled.
Oh, thank you, Olive. Finally, I get to see Paris from above. There is Notre Dame, Sacré-Cœur, and the Arc de Triomphe. Everything is so amazing.
Gag, what a view.
However, after a while, Olive realised she hadn't thought about how they would get back down.
We can't float about here all day.
No. Besides, I really could do with some lunch, you know. Maybe a salad.
It was then she remembered the Eiffel Tower brooch attached to her scarf.
Oh, I know what to do.
She took the brooch off the scarf, opened it, and popped one of the balloons with the pin. Then another, then another. They started to drift slowly back down to the ground. People watching clapped and cheered as Olive and Michelle gently landed.
Thank you, Olive. You made me smile again and made my dream come true to see Paris from above. It was a marvelous adventure.
Yes, it was. I'm glad I managed to cheer you up.
They both laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Kirk, actually, I've been flying over Paris on a snail.
Your head's been in the sun too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive found herself in a busy city street, surrounded by really tall buildings. There were stalls nearby, selling balloon animals and hot dogs to passers-by. Olive was wearing a yellow hard hat and was holding a box with 2 buttons on it.
Kirk, I wonder what this big button's for.
Press it, please.
Who said that?
The name's Clive. Now please press the button and get me down.
No problem, Clive.
No sooner had she pressed the big button than a window cleaner's platform, lined with buckets of water and brushes, clattered down the side of the nearest building to the ground. On it was a very scared-looking walrus.
Hello there, I'm Olive.
Hello. Am I down yet, Olive?
Down? I don't think you were ever really up.
Chuckled Olive as Clive joined her on the pavement.
Oh, I'm keeping my flippers firmly on the ground from now on. I'm no good at cleaning windows so high up.
Olive looked up at the tall building's very dirty windows.
Oh, so I can see Clive.
This isn't my usual job, you see. I normally sell balloon animals for my stall over there, but I promised the window cleaner I'd do his job when he's on holiday. Now it looks like I won't be able to keep my promise. Can you help me at all?
I suppose cleaning windows can't be that hard, can it?
Olive stepped onto the window cleaning platform. Clive pushed the button and the platform started to move up into the air, past one window, then another and another.
Oh, not so fast. It's getting a bit wobbly up here. Wow! Egg, get me down, Clive. Please.
Clive pushed the other button and soon Olive was safely back on the ground.
Oh, thanks for trying, Olive. I guess we'll never get those windows clean.
Olive looked over at Clive's balloon stall and then the one selling hot dogs.
Balloon animals, hot dog buns, buckets of water. I think I may have an idea.
Olive attached the buckets of water to balloon animals from Clive's stall. First an elephant, then a giraffe, a balloon fish and a whale, and even an ostrich. Soon there was a whole zoo floating up the side of the building, with buckets of soapy water dangling below them.
Quick, Clive, can you make me a huge catapult from some balloons?
One catapult coming up.
As Clive twisted the squeaky balloons into a catapult, Olive ran over to the hot dog stall.
One huge bag of hot dog buns, please.
There you go.
Olive placed a hot dog bun into the balloon catapult, took aim and... ping! The bun flew through the air, past the dirty windows, before popping the balloon elephant. The bucket of soapy water spilt over the side of the tall building as it fell, washing the dirt from the windows to reveal the happy, waving people inside.
It worked.
Olive sent more buns catapulting up towards the balloon animals. Bang! Pop! Each bucket spilled their water and soon all the windows were sparkling clean.
Oh, thank you, Olive. I'm so glad to have kept the promise I made to my friend.
No problem, Clive. I never realised cleaning windows could be such fun.
They both laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Heck, actually, I helped a walrus wash windows.
Your head's been in the sun too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive was in a big room with lots of colourful carpets stacked everywhere.
Oh, where is it?
Said a voice.
Hello, I'm Olive. Can I help?
Suddenly, a face popped out from behind a pile of carpets.
Hi, I'm Hassan. can you help me find a carpet, please?
I can try. There are certainly lots in here.
This is my family's carpet shop in Marrakesh. We need to find the carpet quickly, Olive.
Olive hurried around looking at carpets. She picked up a green one.
This one?
No, we're looking for a red carpet.
This one?
No, that's got green tassels. The one I need has gold tassels.
How about this one?
No, we're looking for a really special carpet.
But why is it so special, Hassan?
Well, it's a magic flying carpet, and it's for a very special customer.
Oh.
I'm going to be in so much trouble if I don't find it, Olive.
A lost magic carpet. A huge carpet shop. I think I may have an idea. Maybe we need to say a magic word so the carpet will find us.
Oh, why didn't I think of that before? How about Shazam?
They looked around. Nothing.
Abracadabra.
Still nothing. So they tried all the magic words they knew.
Open sesame!
Simsalabim.
Alakazam!
Bibbity bobbity.
Izzy wizzy, let's get busy!
But there was still no sign of the magic carpet.
Oh, we're never going to find it.
We can't give up, Hassan. You need to get up and help me. Please.
Suddenly, a carpet flew straight towards them. It was the magic carpet.
That must be the magic word. Please.
The carpet whooshed down and scooped them up. It flew out of the shop, above the bazaar, then over the city and across the desert. But the magic flying carpet started to speed up and suddenly it looped the loop. And then did a somersault.
Oh, Olive, do something!
Where's the steering wheel?
But Olive had never flown a magic carpet before, and the carpet dropped into a plunging dive.
Wow!
Olive and Hassan held on tight. Suddenly, Olive realised what she had to do.
Magic carpet, slow down and fly us back to the carpet shop. Please.
The carpet immediately levelled out.
Hooray! You did it, Olive!
Phew.
Soon, they were flying back in through the carpet shop door. Waiting for them was a very large green man.
Ah, I see you've been enjoying my flying carpet. It can be a little naughty at times.
Chuckled the man.
We didn't mean to go for a ride on it, sir.
Well, that's okay. I can see you had fun.
You're very lucky having your own flying carpet.
Well, I am a genie.
The genie winked as he sat on the carpet, and with a
Please.
and a wave of his arm, he and the carpet swept out of the door.
Look, Olive, the genie has left a dusty old lamp behind.
Hassan was about to give the lamp a rub to clean it when the genie swooped back in and grabbed it.
Oh,
I'll take that, thank you. Maybe some other time. Bye.
wow. You think there are any more flying carpets in here, Olive?
After all that, I prefer to keep my feet firmly on the ground. Please.
They both laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Heck, actually, I've been for a ride on a magic flying carpet.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive found herself outside a building with tall stone walls.
Ooh.
In the distance was a flat-topped mountain. Olive was wearing a tunic and a strange feathery helmet. Suddenly, a helmet flew past Olive's head and landed in a pile of equipment.
Looks like someone's having a bit of a clear-out.
Hail, fellow Roman.
Said a man wearing similar clothes to Olive.
Who, me?
Yes, you. Welcome to Fort Pompeii. I am Caesar Saladius, the great Roman commander.
I see. But why are you throwing all these things out?
Well, we Romans are so good at fighting that no one wants to fight us anymore. Plus, Mummy is making me empty the fort so she can build a new swimming baths instead.
Saladius pointed to the large pile of swords, helmets and shields. There was also a huge catapult that fired rocks.
Can you help me, please, Olive? There's still loads to remove.
Okay, Saladius.
Olive began to help Saladius carry things out of the fort, but then a very stern-looking lady appeared. Saladius's bossy mother, Pusilla.
Saladius!
Yes, Mummy.
Have you still not finished clearing out this fort?
I'm just doing it now, Mummy.
Well, get on with it, please.
Olive and Caesar got back to work.
Your mummy's quite demanding, Saladius.
Oh, tell me about it.
Suddenly, Olive heard a loud rumbling noise.
Oh, hey, is that your tummy rumbling?
Not me.
Olive saw that there was smoke coming out of the flat-top mountain in the distance.
Why is that mountain smoking?
Oh no, that's Mount Etna. It's a volcano. That smoke means it's about to erupt.
Cake! I'm glad it's a long way off then.
Suddenly, the volcano erupted, spewing out ash, and red-hot lava started to flow towards them. Priscilla came rushing outside.
Oh, you have to do something, Saladius. The lava and ash will cover the whole of our fort and the town of Pompeii too.
I don't know what to do, Mummy. Olive, help us, please.
Olive looked around and spied the giant catapult.
An erupting volcano? A catapult? I think I may have an idea.
Olive also spotted one of the large rocks
Oh.
that had been dug out ready for Priscilla's new swimming bath.
Saladius, could you please help me lift that big rock into the catapult?
Okay.
If we aim very carefully, then this rock will plug the top of the volcano and stop it erupting.
That might just work.
Olive fired the catapult. It looked like she was right on target. But the rock flew straight over the top of the volcano
Oh!
and then bounced back off a tree.
Hooray! It's back on course.
Olive, you did it!
Yes, you've plugged the volcano and stopped the lava and ash. Pompeii is saved.
Happy to help.
You know, Saladius, I'm in such a good mood, I've decided to let you keep a little fort here, just in case of emergencies.
Oh, thank you, Mummy. And thanks to you too, Olive. Want to help me move my stuff back into the fort?
Well, all that excitement's really tired me out. But I've had a lovely time here in Pompeii.
They all laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Cake? Actually, I helped stop a volcano from erupting.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive was standing in the middle of a huge cornfield and had a piece of straw in her beak.
Cake?
Said Olive, spitting it out.
Hey, I must be in the country.
Said a voice. Olive turned around to see a man made completely out of straw.
Hello there, I'm Scully the Scarecrow.
Hello, I'm Olive. What are you doing all alone in the middle of this cornfield?
I'm here to scare off all the birds so they don't eat the corn.
Said Scully sadly.
Why are you so sad about it? Looks to me like you're doing an excellent job.
Problem is, I love to spot birds and write them down in my notebook here. But because I'm a scarecrow, I scare them all away, so I never spot any.
But I'm a bird. I'm an ostrich. And I don't think you're scary, Scully.
Oh, so you are. Well, I've not spotted an ostrich before. I'd love to spot some other birds too. If I could spot 10 more today, I'd be such a happy scarecrow.
The birds are scared off when they see you, Scully. So we need to hide you from the birds in some way.
Olive looked around her. There were lots of pieces of corn lying on the ground.
Lots of corn, a scarecrow to hide. I think I may have an idea.
Olive gathered up all the corn and started sticking it all over Scully and also all over her own feathers until they were both completely covered in corn.
How's this going to help me spot birds?
Scully asked.
Watch and see.
Olive and Scully walked across the cornfield until they reached a large oak tree. A little blue bird flew down and landed on one of the branches.
Oh, our blue tit.
Exclaimed Scully, writing it down in his notebook.
One bird spotted.
Said Olive.
You see, it's working. The blue tit wasn't scared of you.
This is great.
Olive and Scully walked past a hedge at the side of the field. Two birds flew down and landed on the hedge.
That's a robin and that's a blackbird.
Said Scully, writing them down too.
2 and 3 birds spotted.
As they walked down the path, they reached a farmer's tractor sitting in the field. 3 birds flew down and landed on the tractor.
Chaffinch, sparrow, pigeon.
Cried Scully as he wrote.
4, 5, 6 birds spotted.
Then they walked down past the barn, and as they did, 4 more birds landed on the barn's roof right above them.
Crow, jackdaw, dove, magpie.
Said Scully, scribbling in his notebook.
7, 8, 9, 10 birds spotted.
cried Olive.
Oh, thanks, Olive. With this corn disguise, I've managed to spot 10 birds today.
Olive and Scully walked back into the middle of the cornfield. But something very odd was happening. All the birds Scully had spotted were flying around above them. Then they all landed on Olive and Scully and began to eat the corn.
No, they're eating our disguises.
Soon the hungry birds had eaten away all the corn.
I suppose you're going to get scared and fly away now.
But the birds didn't move.
We're not scared of you anymore. You've given us all this nice corn to eat, so we know you're friendly.
Chirped the little robin.
Oh, now I can spot birds all day, every day.
Maybe you should call yourself Scully, but not Scarecrow.
Chuckled Olive. They both laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Actually, I've been helping a scarecrow spot birds.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive found herself in a busy Bangkok market filled with stalls selling everything from dragon puppets to silk cushions to coconut ice cream in buns. Olive was wearing a bright scarf, sandals and a wide straw hat.
Cake, what a lively place.
A small three-wheeled vehicle drove up and stopped near Olive. Inside there was a driver and a woman wearing sunglasses sitting in the back. The woman peered out.
How much for that dragon puppet, please?
Olive looked around at the dragon puppet on a nearby stall.
I don't know, sorry. I'm Olive.
Oh, sorry, Olive. I thought you were a stall holder. My name is Katya, and I'm on holiday here in Bangkok, Thailand. I'm in a hurry to buy lots of souvenirs before my flight leaves for home.
Maybe I can help you, Katya.
Oh, yes, please. That would be wonderful. They are all for my family and friends, you see.
Katya handed some money to the actual stall holder, and Olive picked out one of the colourful dragon puppets.
Okay, what else do you need to buy, Katya?
Here's my shopping list, Olive. We can travel around the market in this tuk-tuk.
Katya handed Olive a very long list.
Okay, next on the list, a surfboard.
Olive hopped aboard the tuk-tuk and they were off, zooming through the busy market streets until the driver came to a stop at a stall selling surfboards.
Ah, that one, please.
Cake, that's a big one.
Olive struggled to lift the surfboard onto the tuk-tuk.
Okay, what's next? A big box of battery fans.
Olive and Katya were driven all around the market, collecting every souvenir on the list.
Thank you very much.
Oh, phew, this was hard work. Next, 4 pairs of Thai boxing gloves. A couple of giant inflatable sharks. And finally, some rolls of colourful silk.
Now everything had been bought, Katya was keen to get to the airport to make her flight home.
My flight leaves soon. To the airport, please, driver.
But now the tuk-tuk was so heavy with all the shopping, the driver could not get it to move.
Cake, what are we going to do?
I don't know, Olive. I can't leave the souvenirs behind.
Olive looked over to the airport across the bay and noticed the little boats on the water. Then she looked at the pile of souvenirs.
A surfboard, some inflatable sharks, a box of fans. I think I may have an idea. Instead of wheels, maybe we can use wind.
Wind? What do you mean, Olive?
Watch this.
Olive strapped the surfboard under the tuk-tuk's front wheel and stuck the inflatable sharks to its sides, and then attached all the fans to the back, turning all of them on at once.
Hold on, everyone.
Suddenly, the tuk-tuk zoomed forward, off the road and into the water.
Whip, here we come.
Soon, the little tuk-tuk was bumping along over the water and heading for the airport on the far shore.
Thank you, Olive. Just in time for my flight, too.
Happy to help, Katya.
Maybe you can take this tuk-tuk back to the market and shop for souvenirs, too.
Thanks, but I'm pretty tired after all that shopping. I think it's probably time I tuk-tuk myself home as well.
They both laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Cake, Actually, I've been doing some serious shopping in Bangkok.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear.
said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure.